back to me and late Easter, where we have chocolate, for those of us who turned up. None of my other lighting crew turned up. Given I'm the only one who turned up, I'm the only one who gets the damn chocolate. Hey everyone, it's May. So it's April, and I've realised that, and I've also kind of been really depressed looking back because I only read 2 books during April. So a few quick little announcements which you may not realise. April not only means Easter and April Fool's Day and all of that, but also April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and so this video and all other videos in April I'll be making sure that I'm wearing red lipstick because I am part of the campaign supporting raising awareness about sexual assault and rape and all of that, called Red My Lips. If you have not heard about Red My Lips, I seriously suggest you check it out. This kind of stuff doesn't go away unless we talk about it and we actually realise that it's there rather than kind of shrugging it off and going, oh, what an awkward topic. Check out any of the links that I have in the description box below so you can go and check out and not rape people. Don't rape people. If you're ever just thinking, don't rape someone, just don't do it. Just don't do it, okay? It's that simple. Yeah. Okay, now I got that out of the way. February was a really slow reading month for me, as was March. I read, like, so much in, so much by that I mean, for me it was lots, in January, and then February just flopped, and then March just flopped, and so now I'm just being really hopeful for April. I've read one already, but it's because I was reading a big one, which I'll get to. Anyway, without further ado, so I know that I've said I don't really want to do TBRs, but I've realised that with me being so spacey out about what I've been reading, maybe I should do TBRs, like, this month and see how I go. Anyway, let's get on to what I read in March. It's totally all joining together in a point structure format. Sunday. So the first book that I read was actually Saga, Volume 1, by these 2 lovely people up here, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce their names at the moment because I did not rehearse this before saying it. Saga is an incredibly popular graphic novel, which is definitely an adult graphic novel. This one is incredibly explicit, sex scenes, bloody scenes, child prostitutes, the whole box and dice. It does not really spare you on anything, but it's a scarily hugely vast world, and basically an intergalactica kind of huge space chase. Reading this, I then immediately followed up by reading the second one, which doesn't that just tell you everything about this? Yeah. The next book that I read was Jessica Townsend's Nevermore, which I totally loved, and I did have a copy with me when I made my spoiler-free review, which you can go watch in the description box below. But when I quickly went home for Easter to see my family, I took that book down with me and gave it to my younger brother for his birthday. This book follows the main character called Morrigan Crow. She is on the cursed children's list because she was born on the most unlucky day of the year. This means that she's blamed for everything wrong that happened in her area, and she also is doomed to die on her 12th, 11th birthday, something like that. I think it's her 12th birthday. This book is just a fantastic middle grade read. But other than that, that's all I read in March. It was a busy month. For those of you who don't know, so I haven't really put out there very much what I do at school, but I study medical laboratory science, which I'm not gonna say is like, oh, I'm becoming a doctor, but I am gonna say it's in the medical science faculty, and so it's quite a heavy workload. So, especially second year has kicked up to a very high standard of stuff that I need to know. So, this is why I'm thinking possibly my reading has gone down, and also with living so far away from school at the minute, compared to last year, I need to really rethink the way I read / study. Yeah. I'm going to also then include the one book that I've already read this month, but I kind of was reading it all last month and all the month then kind of before that, and that is Words of Radiance by, what's his face? Brandon Sanderson. Him. Words of Radiance is the second book in the Way of Kings Stormlight Archives series. Absolutely incredible. Like, this was one of my favourite, in fact, I would say this probably was my favourite book that I read last year. And Words of Radiance is probably going to be one of my favourite books that I've read this year. It was just amazing. Like, I think it was better than the first one. And I think that's how our series should be. It should get better and better and better. And it just, building on so much that was already there, and so many things right in the face. And I don't know how it's gonna, like, peak any more than it already has. I'm like, whoa, Sanderson, what you doing there, mate? Just step back right there. Needless to say, absolutely absolutely amazing. Why it's taken me so long to finish Words of Radiance is the fact that it's over 1,000 pages, so it takes you a very long time. So, on to what I plan to read this month. Kind of a TBR, but I'm not really going to force myself, but I kind of want to try and make sure that this is what I read. First one is actually for the book club that has been started up by Piera Ford from her channel, and Kaz from Little Book Owl, and a few others, and they have put together a book club called The Name of the Book Club, which is being based in both Sydney and Brisbane, with Kaz holding the Sydney end and Piera holding the Brisbane end. And their first book, which they are reading this month, is Assassins Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I have this book on Audible, but I'm actually also going to get it from the library, but I haven't yet. Well, that's just rude. Someone has started mowing their lawn with a whippersnipper. I tell you, people who keep their gardens meticulously immaculate. What was I saying, though? Now, I have read Assassin's Apprentice before, ages ago, and I don't really remember much of what happened. Second book that I want to read, I actually do have a physical copy of. What? That is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This book, I know, the Steven Spielberg movie has just come out, hence a friend was like, "May have to read this book," and so she kind of chucked it at me, and I have started it, and I really liked it, but I haven't continued it. And I am going to continue it. That's my plan, because I wanted to read it before the movie came out. But she gave me like 3 days, okay? Gee, Karis. So I have not finished this before the movie has come out, but that's okay, because better late than never. This video is taking so much longer than I anticipated to film, because my camera keeps on conking out. I don't think I'm going to exactly finish these ones, but two that I want to start are Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, I think. Everyone that has talked about it says it's really, really good, and my dad was just like, "May, you should read this." I think that'll be a classic I would enjoy, and I think it'll be a really thought-provoking book, which I kind of think I need. Plus, I need to make sure I read some classics, not just fantasy. Because the other book that I want to be reading is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, because after finishing Words of Radiance, my brother said I should finish the Mistborn trilogy and read Warbreaker, so I understand more about the Cosmere world before I get on to the third book, Oathbringer. Now to a thing that I was kind of excited about that I really wanted to try, that I had someone suggest to me that I should do, and I think would be really fun, is there's a few other things that I kind of want to talk about that aren't just books, that kind of, like, either piss me off or I really like and I really want people to read, and kind of just other things that I want to talk about. Someone suggested that I should just do a little live show that is called Tea with May, and it'll just be like a video of the length of me drinking my cup of tea, and I can slam talk a topic, not necessarily talking bad stuff about it, but talking quickly about a topic that I wanted to talk about. Some of this was sparked because lately I watched The Greatest Showman, which, spoiler alert, I did not enjoy. Also, I watched the series, Netflix series, End of the Effing World, which I really, really liked, and I want to kind of delve into those and talk about those a little bit, and also, you know, anything else under the sun that possibly you guys have topics for. I'll make a list of 20 cool topics I could talk about. I haven't exactly made up my mind of how I want to do this, but I'm not thinking that I will do it as a live stream on YouTube. I was thinking I will probably just host it as a live stream on Instagram, so if you follow my Instagram you can possibly work out when that's happening. Maybe if I feel like it's content that's worth something, maybe I will try and actually make a series and just post it on YouTube as opposed to having it a live stream. But I thought if it was a live stream, it could be a bit more of a conversation between us if we wanted to do that. And while we do that, we could both have tea together, and that would be fun. Like, you could have your tea and I could have my tea, like having a cup of tea together but over the internet. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, thank you. I'm not a lonely tea drinker or anything. Do you have any ideas of what I should talk about, / like the formatting of how I should do that? I would actually really love to know. I think that's probably it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just take it. Just take it. Have some. I wanted to share with you. You may have realised it was Easter. Anyway, today what we're really here for, apart from me trying to chuck chocolate at you, which I know you definitely would hear. I should just count, like, medical textbooks. Okay, that was literally the most uncoordinated brain I've ever brained. I will admit, I am pro at listening to audios.